What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am Liz, and I make lifestyle, minimalism, and zero waste types of videos here on this channel. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So today's video is the long-awaited money savings tips video that I mentioned in my January no spend challenge, and I got an overwhelming response to film this video, so here we are. It took me a little while to compile a list of all the things that I've done, and I want to quickly state that none of these things are like groundbreaking things that are going to save you like thousands of dollars, but it's little bits of savings that can add up over time. And the first category I want to start off with is swaps, and that's things that you can swap out for something else that serves the same purpose but will save you a little bit more money. Because personally, I have found that I have saved myself a lot of money by switching to some zero waste items. And these are going to be things that save you money in the long run because you don't have to continue buying the alternatives. So the number one zero waste swap that I've made that has saved me the most money is switching to a menstrual cup and reusable period pads. I don't really think you need both. I use both, but usually people have like a preference, so if you have a preference, I would just pick one and make that switch. Next is to stop using disposable plates and silverware. Again, we're just trying to stop purchasing things that we don't really need, and we can just use something that we have that will last us our entire lifetime. Like, you can buy plates and silverware and they will last you forever. The next two are paper towels and paper napkins. Again, just opt for the reusable option. I like to use bar towels. You can find them on Amazon. They're really affordable, and that is what I use instead of paper towels. And then for cloth napkins, I just bought a pair of linen napkins. I got them really cheap from Target, and that is what I use, and I just wash them. I hang them to dry. And then here's kind of an option if you are someone like me who's going to be in the position of having to purchase things for my home because I'm moving out, I'm getting married, so I put a lot of really intentional things on my wedding registry. So that is to opt for glass containers over plastic, or to opt for like stainless steel containers, something that's a little bit more durable than plastic and is just gonna last a long time after being washed and used repeatedly. And that brings us to the next one, which is to replace plastic bags, those like Ziploc plastic bags, with a reusable option or even just a container. Next swap is to actually swap out some of the things that you're eating for more affordable options. So for me personally, my fiance and I, we both eat vegan. So I'm not going to say to everyone, oh, just eat vegan and you'll save money, because there are definitely more expensive vegan items out there. But what I will say that you could save a little bit more money is to cut down on the amount of meat that you're eating for your meals. So maybe if you eat meat like 7 days a week, maybe try cutting it back to like 3 or 4 days a week and opt for a plant-based protein option the other nights. So like beans and tofu are really very affordable and really good healthy protein options. So I know we eat a lot of beans, lentils, all kinds of legumes, and they're really affordable and healthy for you. And the last swap that you can make is to DIY your own cleaners. I will link a blog post I made about all of my zero waste cleaning and natural cleaning that I use. A lot of times it's really inexpensive to DIY your own cleaners because it uses things like vinegar, baking soda, just like basic soap, and all of those things are very cheap and you can buy in bulk, and you'll have enough to make like so many batches of cleaner, and it's really, really simple. So I will leave that blog post down below. So the next category is good habits. So these are things that you can get in the habit of doing and you will notice some savings over time. So the first one is to keep a written log of your finances. I personally like to do this in my bullet journal, but I am a big fan on writing down your purchases because it really keeps you on track. You see everything, and I find it so helpful to be able to look back, especially now for tax season. All of the things that I purchased, any things that I need to use as write-offs. The next habit is to bring coffee that you make yourself instead of going out and purchasing it. So if you have a job away from the home and you are a coffee drinker, if there's no free coffee option at your work, which I know that there are a lot of, just bring coffee in like a keep thermos, and it will even stay warm till like midday, so you don't have to go out and buy coffee in the middle of the day, or you don't have to buy coffee in the morning. So just get in the habit of making your own coffee at home and bringing it with you. And this kind of goes along with bringing coffee you make at home, and that is to prepare your lunch and snacks that you're going to need while you're at work or at school or at an activity, wherever you go and you typically spend money on food out. Just get in the habit of bringing your own snacks. Like, I even make my own popcorn and put it in a little like bag. I usually use like a paper bag or something. I put that in my purse and I will eat that at the movie theaters. The next habit is to bike/walk where you can and when you can. I know that this is not accessible for everyone, but if you have a bike-friendly city or neighborhood, just take the bike. If it's weather appropriate, this one is very like specific, and I will say I don't do this one a lot just because I don't live in a bike-friendly city and there aren't a lot of places local to me, but when there are, I try to bike and walk as often as I can. This next habit is to save your change and to kind of have one place to put your change. I personally just used a old like pasta sauce jar and I rinsed it out, I took the label off, and I just put all my change in that jar, and when it's all filled up, I take it to the bank and get money in return. This is a really good habit to get into, especially if you're someone who uses cash a lot, because change can just hide in all places. It can hide in your jacket pocket, your pants pocket, you can just put it in like a dish here or a dish there, but if you have one specific place to collect it, it collects pretty fast if you are someone who utilizes cash. So this next habit is kind of a shopping habit, and that is to invest in things that are made to last when you do need to make purchases. So this could be for clothes, household furniture, things like that. Try to shop around and look for brands that have good warranties, good customer service, really good like reviews on their products. I always read product reviews. Look at where items are made. A lot of times items that are made in China aren't manufactured the best. They're usually made cheap, with cheap materials, with plastics, things like that. So just be proactive in when you do need things and purchase things, that you're investing in items that will last. Next habit to get into is to save any wrapping or paper wrapping or anything like gift wrapping, and to kind of like have a little spot to save it up, and then you can continue to reuse it. Most of the time, people will gladly give you the gift bag back because then they don't have to do anything with it. Just get in the habit of reusing little pieces of string, anything really. You can just keep it in a small like box or something and use that to gift wrap, and then you don't have to spend any extra money on gift wrapping. The next habit is to buy in bulk when it's cheaper. So again, this is going to take some effort on your part to pay attention to prices. Personally, my family has a BJ's and Costco membership, and we like to purchase certain items in bulk that are cheaper. You have to be careful with this though, because not everything in larger sizes is actually cheaper, and you're just paying for a larger size, so you're actually wasting money if you're not going to eat the huge sizes of things. So pay attention to when things are priced, the price per weight, and it's really easy to figure it out. You can look online to just figure out price per weight and to figure out if what you're buying is actually a good deal. The next habit to get into is to maintain your own nails. So if you're someone who loves to get your nails done, but you're also someone who's looking to save money or pay off debt, it doesn't have to be forever. If you can just figure out a way to maintain your nails the way that you like them, you can paint them at home. And if you're not good at painting your nails, it really does come with practice. Like if you just continually paint your nails, you will get better. And the last good habit to get into is to embrace your natural hair color. Most of the time, the color of hair that we are born with is what naturally suits our complexion. And I know that this can be difficult for some people who love to experiment with colors and such, but your hair will be healthier, your scalp will be healthier, you won't be inhaling harmful dye chemicals and bleach chemicals. And like I said, none of these things have to be forever, but if you are really looking to save money and pay off debt, look into kind of just embracing what you have for the moment. The next category is lifestyle. These were kind of just things that I couldn't really fit into any of the other categories, and they kind of just pertain to how you live your life. So the first one is to create a side hustle. There are so many apps nowadays for side hustles that you can make a decent amount of money off of. You can make and sell your own crafts. You can provide a service, so cleaning, babysitting, dog walking, house sitting, all kinds of different things. There are multiple different apps that you can use. There are websites you can sign up for. You can create a YouTube channel. You can create a blog if you're really good at photography. Maybe do a side business of photography. You never know, because your side hustle could turn into something more someday, and it could be your main source of income. The next one is to thrift shop for your clothes whenever you need new clothes, whenever you need clothes for an event or vacation, whatever it may be, is to always check the thrift store first. It's so much cheaper, and I've found such amazing things at thrift stores. I no longer even really am tempted to go to regular stores because 9 times out of 10 I can find what I'm looking for or something very similar. This next one applies to people who maybe need furniture pieces or are just looking to decorate their house on a budget, or they need certain things. This might sound weird, but I personally have done this, and it is to check your local garbage collection day. So not your garbage cans, but your local like bulk garbage. So things that people leave outside of their home that get collected. It's usually once a month, and it's usually towards the end of the month. And to drive around your neighborhood and see what kind of stuff people have left out, because a lot of times it's really good furniture. I have found tables, bookshelves, desks, all kinds of things. I haven't actually like picked anything up because I don't need anything, but it's very interesting to see what people just throw away. The next lifestyle tip is to learn how to cut your own hair, or at least just give yourself at-home trims. This is something that I have personally done. I just watched a bunch of hair cutting videos for my length and style of hair, and I went out and purchased a cheap pair of hair cutting scissors. I actually got them on sale, and I've been giving myself trims at home now for I think a year. The next one is to opt for all-in-one products. Personally, I use like 1 bar of soap to wash my body and to shave with. I use 1 kind of oil for my hair and my face. I use jojoba oil because it's good for skin and hair. Makeup that is like multi-purpose, so I use a all-in-one like cheek lip stain that you can also use like on your eyes. So just look for all-in-one products to save a little bit of money. Next thing is to cook meals at home instead of going out to eat. This one is pretty easy, it's self-explanatory. Everyone knows that they should be cooking more at home, but it's actually implementing it into your lifestyle, which is the difficult part. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. You guys know that it will save you money. Next one is to grow your own food if possible. Even if you have like an apartment balcony, you can grow simple things in containers. So many resources on Pinterest and YouTube showing you how you can grow your own food. Personally, I think the best thing to learn how to grow is your own herbs, because herbs happen to be one of the things that are more expensive, and like spices, and you can even dry out your own herbs and grind them into spices. It's really simple, and to me it's very fun and affordable. Next one is to learn how to sew/repair your items. Next one is to live your life minimally. Learn how to be content with what you have and not always want new things. Next category is hacks. So these are all of the like hacks that I consider that I do to save some money. So the first one is to use Ebates when shopping online, and I will have all of these sites and apps linked down below so you can check them out. Personally, Ebates, I've saved a couple dollars here and there. I think the most I've ever saved with them is like 10 bucks, but still 10 bucks worth of savings is a lot better than no savings. The next thing I use is called Ibotta, and I use that for groceries, and it's an app sort of like Ebates where you can put in what items you're gonna buy from each store, and then you just scan it. You scan your receipt and then it applies those coupons and you get some money back through the app. The next site that I like to use is ShopTagger, and none of this video is sponsored. These are just the sites that I actually use. So ShopTagger is kind of like an online wish list, and you can get notified when certain items go on sale. So I really love it for that feature because I don't like to buy anything full price. I really just don't think there's a point in buying things full price because everything nowadays is marked up, so you know it's going to go on sale eventually. So I just save things into ShopTagger, and then if I still need them or I still want them, I purchase them when they're on sale. My next tip is to sign up for streaming sites with friends and family. So instead of one person having to pay for all these different streaming sites, to have like each person purchase one subscription and then just share the accounts. The next one is to take advantage of discount days. So personally, where I live, our movie theaters have $5 Tuesdays, and I will only go to the movies on Tuesdays because it's $5 and it's so much more affordable. So if there's anything where you live locally that has like discount days or days where certain things are on sale, try to look into that and take advantage of those things. Next one is to utilize sites like Poshmark, Craigslist, Depop, Facebook Marketplace. I know Gumtree, I think, is in the UK. All these like selling sites, when you need things, to always check those places first, because you can find almost anything that you're looking for, and buying secondhand is so much better, not only for your wallet but the environment. The next hack is to opt for men's products instead of women's, because a lot of times women's products are marked up. If you've ever heard of something called the pink tax. Next one is to ditch cable. Honestly, cable is just not needed with all of these streaming apps. Next is to locate recycling programs that will actually pay you. I know that there are a couple. I'm sure you could just do a quick Google search, put in your area, and find some locally to you, or maybe you'll have to drive a little further, but I was made aware of this on a comment that there are recycling programs that will pay you to bring certain items to them. Next is to see if your car insurance company has a safe driving test or something along the lines of that to lower your insurance rates. So the next category is financial. So the first one, and by far the most impactful for me, was to set up an online savings account separate from my bank. So this is through an online company. You can't physically visit this bank, so it's just online, but it is protected. You have to make sure you're banking with a secure online bank, and the benefit of doing this is that you get really high interest rates. So I think I'm at now like a 2% interest rate on my online savings account. This next tip is to set up an automatic withdrawal into your savings account so that you don't even have to think about it, and it's like that money is not even yours. It just goes directly into your savings account. Now, it could be as small as $10 a month if that's all you can do, but just getting into the habit of doing something and then adding more and more when you can. The next one is to set a written savings goal, to write down the exact amount that you want to save up for. Next one is to make a budget. I mean, if you already aren't using a budget, now's the time to do it. Next one is to apply for cashback credit cards or like rewards credit cards versus ones that don't give you anything. If you do need a credit card, personally, I am not opposed to credit cards as long as you have self-control. I pay my credit card off to a zero balance every single month, so personally I think that's the best way to use it. If you can't do that though, then don't get a credit card. And also important to pick a credit card with a low limit, because then you can't spend more. Next one is kind of a broad subject, but that is to educate yourself on finances, to read books, watch videos, find people that inspire you, because by surrounding yourself with information and knowledge, you will become more motivated and inspired to save money. The next one is to look into Q Capital. So it's not capital, but it's Q Capital, and it's an online sort of prepaid debit card. So I know that personally Dave Ramsey is a fan of like the cash envelope system, and Q Capital is kind of like the cash envelope system for millennials, I guess, because it's a prepaid debit card, so you can put the certain amount of money that you would like to spend every month. This next one is kind of, if Q Capital is not for you and you would like to use cash, is to pay yourself a certain amount from your paycheck. This is personally what works for my fiance. At the end of the week, when he gets his paycheck, he puts it into the bank and then he withdraws a certain amount of money. Every single week it's the same amount for how much he can spend. So that's on gas, food, groceries, anything that he needs to spend money on. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not going to make this outro very long because I've been talking for what feels like an hour. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos. And I will see you guys in my next video.